The Minnesota Timberwolves did it again. They got another fantastic matchup in the second round, and this is their series to lose against the Golden State Warriors. Just like in the Lakers series, they have no bigs, and we saw what Rudy Gobert will do to you if you have no bigs. Now, yes, they have Quentin Post, but he would rather hang out around the three-point line. Draymond has been a Defensive Player of the Year before. Just because you say it on a podcast doesn't mean it's true. He probably shouldn't be the Defensive Player of the Year this year. I have no clue what they are going to do against Rudy Gobert, first off, but also Naz Reid, Julius Randle. They have too many posts for the Warriors to be able to keep up with. And then, you look at the guard position. Yes, they have some scrappy defenders, but Anthony Edwards is one of the best guards in the league. And then as for Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler, the Timberwolves have one of the deepest plethora of wing defenders in the NBA. First and foremost, however, the Warriors have to figure out how to stop this man right here, Anthony Edwards. It's a solution that nobody has been able to come up with for the entire season. He's averaging close to 28 points a game, little under 6 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and he's doing that while hitting 323 pointers this year, which led the NBA. He's 6'4" with a 6'9" wingspan, and obviously he's best known for his downhill driving, his high-flying antics, finishing above the rim. But he has added a whole other aspect to his game this season, which includes being able to absolutely shoot the cover off the basketball. He has been, other than Steph Curry, the best shooter in the NBA this year, shooting 43% off the catch. For the playoffs, he's shooting 58% off the catch and shoot. But that's not even the most impressive thing. Yes, being able to catch and knock down is a very important skill to have in the modern NBA. You pretty much have to do it to be able to play in the league unless you're like Giannis. But his ability to hit the pull-up three has been second to none this year. He is hitting at 38% on the pull-up three, making close to 3 per game, which is second to only Steph Curry. And also expect to see a lot of this mismatch hunting, like they did with the Lakers, hunting out Luka Doncic and making him guard Anthony Edwards. I expect the Timberwolves to do the same exact thing with Stephen Curry in this series. Now, no disrespect to Steph, but Anthony Edwards is going to fry that man. I'm sorry, I'm one of the bigger Steph fans you will see. He's going to fry him. I expect, one of these three guys to be on Ant at all times for the Warriors. We'll see what happens, but even when there is a good defender on him, like he does to DFS right here, he's probably still going to just cook him. Now, the Warriors have no rim protection, which is going to be a huge issue, as we saw with the Lakers last series, because Ant can operate in the paint wherever he wants. He loves to operate above the rim. Check out the phenomenal rim protection of Luka Doncic right here. Ends up on a poster, and he can really do whatever he wants getting downhill, which unlocks his three-point game even further. Watch this. They're going to try to run a stagger away from the ball for him, but Rudy is actually going to jump this and read it very well. However, a great backdoor cut by Anthony Edwards. There's nobody home in Rim Pro, and he's going to get an easy layup right at the rim. And then once again, just taking Austin Reeves to the block, making him look small. Draymond 6'6". That is their rim protector right now for a guy in Ant that will go finish over anybody in the league. Now, looking at his stats versus Golden State this year, he's averaging about 26 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists in 38 minutes per game. They've played 4 times so far this year. Taking a look at the game from December 6th, where Ant had 30 points and 9 rebounds, he had a night. He was getting to spots. Now, yes, the Warriors didn't have Jimmy Butler yet, but that's not really going to matter. Yes, Jimmy might guard him a little bit, but it's not going to stop him from getting to his spots in the mid-range. This was one of his better shot-making clinics that he put on throughout the season. Also finding guys like Naz Reid, driving into the defense, attracting multiple defenders, and then hitting shots and hitting shooters over them. Stepping into the pull-up right there. This is something that the Warriors cannot do in this series, and it is lose Anthony Edwards in transition. Watch Lindy Watchers right here. Him and Kuminga don't talk, so Anthony Edwards is just going to walk into this top of the key three. Waters is going to be way late on the closeout, and he's going to knock it down. And then I anticipate them doing a lot of this throughout this series, and that is mismatch hunting not only Steph Curry, but also if Kevon Looney or Quentin Post is in there, they're going to get him coming off of this down screen and attacking Looney coming downhill. Because Looney, no disrespect, but he has absolutely zero chance of stopping Anthony Edwards. It's not going to work out. This man is going to have a ton of fun in this series for the Timberwolves. Now, if you've made it this far in the video, make sure to hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. As you can see here, a large majority of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. If that's you, go ahead and fix that right now. Now, let's get on to talking about Julius Randle, because I think he is going to be a real X factor here against the Warriors, just as he was in round 1 versus the Lakers. Versus Golden State this year, he's averaging 16, 8, and 4 in 30 minutes per game, which isn't the best numbers in the world, but they played the Warriors a lot early in this year, where Julius was still shooting 38% from the field and 35% from 3 on 5 attempts, and that's also what we like to call the Draymond effect. But as of lately, he's been playing really well. In round 1, he averaged 22.6 points a game, 5.8 rebounds, 4.6 assists, and did that on 48% shooting from the field and 39% from 3 on 5 attempts per game. He has been shooting the lights out lately, ever since returning from that injury about 25 to 30 games ago, and it's just been huge for the Wolves. Having him knocking down 3 balls adds a whole nother dimension to this team, because you have to respect him from beyond the arc, and then he also loves to play bully ball inside, so you have to put somebody on him that's strong enough to deal with his 6'9", 250-pound frame when he's going downhill, and that's not an easy thing to do, because he is a Mack truck coming downhill, a train off the tracks. Right here, they get Luka onto him, and he just hits his easy fadeaway, and then gets going downhill once again, makes LeBron react, and this is what makes these two very special together, because Julius can create off of Anthony Edwards and get Ant-Man open 3-ball opportunities, and we talked earlier about how elite he has been shooting the 3-ball so far in the postseason. Now, I expect them to use Dre on Julius Randle a lot this series, so that means who's going to be guarding Rudy Gobert? One of those two guys most likely, unless the Warriors try to go small like the Lakers did and play Gobert off the court, but we saw what happened when the Lakers tried to do that in Game 5. They got 27 and 24 put on their head by the Frenchman down low. He was absolutely dominant in Game 5, winning that game for the Wolves. I believe you could say it was probably the best game of his career, and definitely of his playoff career, where, you know, they always talk about Gobert getting played off the floor. For the most part, though, he kind of was. During the series, he was averaging 8.2 points and 10 rebounds per game, but when they sat Jackson Hayes in Game 5, that was it. Watch the early post up right here, the early seal for this lob as Gabe Vincent tries to rotate down. Gobert's just going to go ahead and seal him off, opening up this lob area for Nickeil Alexander-Walker to drop it right into for the easy slam. And then once again, just staying on the block, Luka tries to rotate over and he puts him on a poster. That's a theme from this series, is Luka getting put on posters. And then Rudy tries to cheat this little away action once again with DiVincenzo coming off this down screen. Both the defenders go with Dante, and Gobert slips it right to the rim for an easy dunk. I'd love to see the Wolves play at least 2 of these 3 guys at all times, and I'd love to see what Steve Kerr's reaction to that is and what adjustments he makes. He's also going to have to worry about Jaden McDaniels, who had a really good series. He was probably the 3rd best player for the Wolves last series when you take into account his scoring, where he averaged 17.4 points per game, and his defense on Luka Doncic, holding him to a pretty, well, not quiet series, but he did pretty good on him. He shot 57% from the field and 38% from 3, and this efficiency was because Luka was guarding him a lot in the rotations that the Lakers ran. Also, Austin Reeves would get onto him. He'd basically get the 3rd perimeter defender on the court for the Lakers, and he attacked that all night long and got downhill all night long. He's also going to be guarding Steph Curry this series, which I'm looking forward to, although I think Jaden can do a pretty solid job. He's one of the premier shutdown wings in this league when it comes to defense, and we saw the Rockets did a pretty good job on Steph last series. I think the Wolves are going to take this series in 5, maybe 6 games. You know, there's going to be a Curry game, there will be a Jimmy Butler game, but I think the Wolves go out in at least 6 and win this series. With that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy it at any point. And with all that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.